a week and change out from Super Bowl 51 in Houston. It'll be the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots. And we're not going to pin down Freddie Coleman for an exact pick today because you need next week to just take it all in, see what storylines develop. If there's any injuries, who knows? We're not going to pin him down for a pick today, but we do welcome him to our Friday show. Freddie Coleman been a staple with us every Friday throughout the football season. We got 1 week left, and it's the big one. Good morning, Freddie.
Good morning, Roger. And by the way, were you playing Fire by Jimi Hendrix, one of my all-time favorites?
Sir.
Bring me in.
Yes, sir.
Yes. It's going to be a great day now. I can feel it already.
And we can let that song breathe even more than we did. You know, we can just.
And I will not complain. Believe me.
All right, quick early thoughts. No pin down pick here, and I want to get your thoughts on Melo. But Super Bowl 51, should this be? I said this week with Brady and Ryan and the way these offenses can score, you would have to at least think there'd be a lot of points put on the board. But as soon as you say that, you end up with a 16-10 game.
Well, I don't think we're going to end up with a 16-10 game. Maybe in the first quarter and a half, I could see that, but not for the whole game unless both quarterbacks fall down and stay down. So I'm with you on that one, Roger. Both of these defenses have played pretty well, and New England's defense has been extraordinary the last 6 weeks of the season. But it's going to be hard to slow down what Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons are able to do and what I believe that Tom Brady and New England Patriots are going to do. So I'm with you. This has all the makings of 31-28, 35-31, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Is Matt Ryan the MVP?
I believe he should get it, and there have been so many terrific candidates for that. Le'Veon Bell, what if he had not missed the first 3 games of Pittsburgh? Tom Brady, what if he had not missed the first 4 games for the New England Patriots? But Matt Ryan started off terrific and just kept getting better and better and better. And the one thing that people seem to forget about the Atlanta Falcons, they were tied for first place at one point with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then Matt Ryan really ramped up his game and pulled everybody else with him on both sides of the football. And I thought the best thing for me last Sunday watching him was that the nation got a chance to see what kind of a great quarterback he is, especially when you had the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers on the other side. Many people believed that Matt Ryan was not going to beat that guy even in his own building. And he went out there and just slayed that Green Bay Packer defense and put that kind of pressure on them that they were not able to overcome. So it's going to be tough to slow him down and Tom Brady down. But Matt Ryan kept getting better and better every week, and he played at an elite level at the beginning. That's why I believe he's going to be the MVP.
Yeah, and you know what? There are a lot of doubters, and maybe even me. I mean, you hear about Matt Ryan. I watch him. I want to see him win a big game. Well, he won a big game, and I guess it wouldn't shock anybody if he wins another big game.
Well, Roger, I think the skepticism was justified because coming into this playoff season, he was 1-4 in playoff games, and he had not played well even in the one victory that they had. So the old line is, until you show me you can do it, of course I'm going to worry about or think about that you can't do it. But then he went up against Seattle defense that's still pretty good, but losing Earl Thomas clearly affected them, and he waylaid them. Then he went up against the Green Bay Packers defense that was skeptical anyway at times, and he went out there and showed people exactly why you should have skepticism about the Green Bay Packers. So I understand it, and I thought it was justified, but he came in and he went 2-0 on his home field and beat 2 terrific teams to get to this point to face another terrific team.
Freddie, will you watch the Pro Bowl because it's football, or are you just not interested?
I'm not interested, and I found out another reason why I'm not interested. The skills competition last night was so much fun. You had players catching footballs out of drones from 200 feet high. They were engaging themselves in dodgeball and other kids' games. And I said to myself, why can't the NFL allow a little bit more fun in their game based on what I've seen? And I know at the Pro Bowl, it's going to be fun in terms of guys not getting hurt and guys helping each other up. It's an exhibition, but not a competitive one. And I know people watch it because it's football. That's not what I'm going to be doing. The next football game I'm going to watch is going to be Super Bowl 51 because the Pro Bowl, to me, just make it flag football because essentially that's what they're doing out there this Sunday anyway, with guys not wanting to be there, not wanting to be there, and nobody wanting to get hurt.
We're talking with Freddie Coleman, ESPN's Freddie Coleman, with us every Friday morning here on Big Board Sports. Freddie, what do you make of Carmelo Anthony and the fact that, Phil Jackson really trying to find the right team to trade him to? Do you really believe that Melo could be out of New York sooner than later?
I think it's going to be later than sooner. And full disclosure, I've defended Carmelo Anthony. I know he plays extremely hard and he's a gifted scorer. But when you're a ball stopper, you don't allow your options to expand. Carmelo Anthony is the one friend that we have that we like him, but we don't like him to hang out with him. And I think that's the case with Carmelo Anthony because plenty of players like Carmelo Anthony. They don't mind being at the All-Star game or playing with him in the All-Star game or playing on the Olympic team. When it comes time to thinking that that guy could be a missing piece for a championship or a piece that can help you win a championship, players get real silent real quickly, whether it's LeBron James in Cleveland and other guys and other superstars on other teams. They don't mind him as a person, but they don't want him on their basketball team because they believe, and I think it's justifiable belief, that he's going to upset whatever chemistry, whatever team player aspects that they're going to have and that they're going to need. I think the Clippers could be a really good landing spot for him. But Doc Rivers knows that in the Western Conference, at a certain point, you have got to have a defensive mentality to slow down Golden State, to slow down San Antonio, to slow down Houston. And Carmelo Anthony has never been that guy and seems unwilling to learn. So as gifted as a scorer that he has been, and I don't think this is going to happen before the trading deadline unless somebody makes a concession, Carmelo Anthony is that kind of guy that people like, but they don't like enough to say, we need that guy to help us win a championship.
Freddie, the Knicks are an absolute mess right now. Everyone thought they were going to be better. To me, there's only one place to place the blame here on this season with the Knicks, and that's the guy who's making all the moves, Bill Jackson. He's done a bad job.
And Roger, think about this, and you're exactly right. And I didn't mind the Derrick Rose signing because they needed a point guard, and Jose Calderon wasn't it. But 4 years, $72 million for Joakim Noah. I don't know what peyote he was thinking of smoking to give that guy that kind of contract. And think about this. He brought this Carmelo Anthony situation on himself, on Carmelo, and the team. You knew that Carmelo was not the kind of guy that you believe could make your basketball team a winning basketball team. And yet you gave him not only a max contract, but also a no-trade clause. Essentially, you gave Carmelo Anthony all the cards because now he doesn't want to go anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. And he put it out there cryptically, and I thought it was a brilliant move by Carmelo Anthony to say, hey, I'll waive the no-trade clause if you guys are thinking about rebuilding. He essentially said, Phil Jackson, this is on you because you put this situation in front of everybody that we have to deal with, and I'm not going to do your dirty work for you. So, Roger, you're exactly right. Phil Jackson had to have known, I can't win with Carmelo Anthony. I don't want to win with Carmelo Anthony. Let him go somewhere else because plenty of other teams were interested in his services. And yet, you sell him that bill of goods and you sell the Knicks fans that bill of goods, and here we are a year and a half later with this hot mess that is going on. I'm not putting this on Carmelo Anthony or anybody else. This was clearly a Phil Jackson ego move, and look how it's blown up in his face, and now the New York Knicks face as an organization.
Freddie, sticking with the NBA, and I know you're a hoop guy and how much you love the National Basketball Association, and as do I. I have to ask you about the best personal rivalry in the league right now, and that's Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. I'm sure you saw Westbrook last week have words for his teammate Cantor, and as Cantor, who even said hello to KD. I'm so much looking forward to All-Star practice on NBA TV when they have to now share the same floor and the same jersey once again. Is that just me, or is someone like you looking forward to that as well?
Well, I'm going to be more sadistic than you. If I was in charge of locker assignments, I'd have both of their lockers right next to each other. Seriously. I mean, call me a shallow and terrible human being, guilty as charged, check mark on both of those instances. But think of how delicious that would be, that they both walk into the locker room and they see their lockers next to each other. And we know there's going to be a thawing out period with these two. And if I'm Russell Westbrook, I have those hurt feelings as well because what Kevin Durant said about that's not a guy that I believe could help me win a championship. I wouldn't want that person attacking me like that, especially when we played together, we sweated together, we battled together, and we went through those kind of dealings together to make this organization a viable one and a championship one. That being said, I'm with you. That All-Star practice the day before where they have that walkthrough, there has to be some side eye from Russell Westbrook towards Kevin Durant. It's only natural. It's only a human element that's going to be there. But believe me, guys, if I really wanted to tell a novella in the NBA, I would put both of their lockers next to each other during All-Star Weekend and wait for the carnage to begin.
I love it.
Freddie, always a pleasure. Have a great weekend before we really crank it up. A lot of Super Bowl talk here next week. And this time, next Friday, we will pin you down for your final prediction.
And I will have one for you guys, and thank God I got another way to think about it because if I had to get one today, I don't know who I would choose, to be honest with you.
I know. I'm with you on that. Thank you, Freddie.